First one is parentheses with x minus 6 inside and then square, and this is equal to x. And the second one, and yes, the left-hand side is the same as the first one. We have the parentheses with x minus 6 inside and then square, but this is equal to 9. One of this is easier than the other, and you should do the easier one first. Okay, which one is easier? And you should tell me. This one, right? Because we have a number 9 right here only. And you see, we have a perfect square already on the left-hand side. So what can we do? We can just take the square roots on both sides. And don't forget the plus minus, right? And you see right away, square and square root cancel. And we can just get x minus 6 on the left-hand side. And this is equal to plus minus, and worked out the square of 9, which is just a regular 3, isn't it? And what does this mean? It means that we have two things to do, isn't it? First one, x minus 6 equals to positive 3. And the second one, x minus 6 equals to negative 3, right? Okay, let's solve this. Let's add 6 on both sides so that this will be cancelled. And now it will be x equals to 3 plus 6, which is just a 9. For this one, do the same thing. Plus 6 plus 6. Cancel, cancel. And we end up with what? X is equal to negative 3 plus 6. That will be positive 3. And you see, we got the answers, 9 and 3. And we are done for this. All right, now let's take a look at this. How can we solve this? We do have a perfect square on the left-hand side. Can I just take the square roots on both sides like how we did it right here? Let me demonstrate. What if I do the square root here and then the square root here, plus minus? And yes, I can cancel this out. No problem. But if I do that, what do I end up with? I end up x minus 6, and that's equal to plus minus square root of x. I end up with an equation with square root of x. I don't want that, isn't it? So let's get rid of this. This is not what we want to do. And this is the correct way to do this, right? So let me write this down again. X minus 6 squared is equal to x. That's the original question, right? So keep in mind, ideally speaking, we want to have 0 on one side and then factor it. And we cannot take the square roots on both sides because the right-hand side, this is an x. This is not just a number, unlike the second one. This was so much easier, isn't it? This was so much easier, isn't it? But this is not. And this is how we are going to do it. On the left-hand side, remember, this means what? This means we have to do x minus 6 times x minus 6 because we have the second power. So let's write it down twice. And then we can multiply this out, and let's see what we get. X times x, it's x squared. And then x times negative 6, that's negative 6x. Let me put it down here for now. And next, we do negative 6 times x. That's another negative 6x. We can combine the terms here. Negative 6x minus 6x, that's negative 12x. And lastly, we do negative 6 times negative 6, that's plus 36. So we have to multiply this out and get that. And this is equal to positive x. What's next? Well, we can now subtract the x on both sides. Cancel this out, and we will have x squared, negative 12x minus 1x, that's negative 13x, isn't it? And then plus 36, and this is equal to 0. And here we have the 0, right? So we can factor this side out. This is just 1x squared, so I can just put down parentheses, x and x like this. Okay, what times what will be positive 36? And when you add them up, it will be negative 13. The correct combination for this is negative 4 and negative 9, isn't it? Negative 4 times negative 9 is positive 36. And then when you do negative 4 plus negative 9, we end up with negative 13. So we know this is the correct factor. And this is still equal to 0. And now we can just set the first factor, x minus 4, to be 0, and the second factor, x minus 9, to be 0. For the first one, you add 4 on both sides. And then we'll end up x is equal to positive 4. And for the second one, we add 9 on both sides. And then we end up x is equal to positive 9. And here are our two answers for this one, 4 and 9. As you can see, these two, they look similar, but of course, they are still very different. Let me know in the comment section to see which one you like better.